Hey guys, what's going on? We're taking a break right now. A little bit of a break, not much, but a little bit, about 20, 30 minutes. I had brought Ruby with me to work, so I had to take her out and about, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to come on for a minute and just do a quick one on the Idaho 4 case. I know we've been talking more about it lately. It's because, the last Hail Mary that they had, his defense had, right, and Taylor, was what? Something of one of these to stick, right? That's what they needed, was one of these to stick. And it was, what, 1 second on the clock, 4th and 10, and it's either you go for it and get it or you don't, right? And Ruby, stop. And they did it. So, but you know what? I really am not surprised, because what they were trying to do, there's no other case that exists of it. And the Judge Hippler straight out told them that. This judge is not taking sides. It seemed like the other judge was. This judge is not granting them. I think what it was they were so used to getting their way with the other judge. That's why I still don't know why they moved it. Juror pool is juror pool, no matter what. That's the only hope, right? The only last Hail Mary hope that he's got is that they can pick a good jury. But I don't think it's going to come to that. I really don't. Ruby, that's enough. Stop. And I feel that I don't know. I hope y'all are starting to see it more now. I posted that chair last night on that video to give y'all an idea of what that's scary, guys. To think about that, go research the Utah ones. There's been 43 executions, trigger warning, that they've done with that particular chair just like that. And they're building the one right there in Idaho. Almost finished. And so it'll be ready just in time for the trial. I'm wondering when he's going to take, because there's a lot of rumors floating around, which I've been saying it for months, that I feel he's going to take a deal, because I think I think he's helping his lawyer in this. I think some of this is his opinions throwing things out, and she's throwing it out for him, knowing that she's going to fumble. This is starting to look like the Super Bowl to me, right? It's one-sided. And in the beginning, we were nervous that it wasn't one-sided. And I think that's why people still feel, well, there's not enough. Oh, there's so much evidence, guys. Think about it. The one main piece is the sleuth, right? And then you can look at another one main piece is the car with no license plate seen, right? And then now we know a video of the suspect, right? There's so much that we don't know. Look how much is sealed. Just wait. It's going to blow y'all. If it ever comes to it, which I don't think it's going to come to it. I really think I think within the next month, maybe 2 months, something's going to be put on the table. And like I explained yesterday, I feel that he's going to be like, if they did not find what he hid, the coveralls and all those things like that, then he can say, all right, I'll plead guilty to the 4 counts, and I'll lead y'all to it, right? That's always possible. We know that he's got leverage to work a deal if they have not found it. Now, if it's been found, then that deal won't work. And who's to say that they'll even take a deal? If they have enough evidence, especially if they have some kind of video, whether it be a TikTok or something like that hears his voice or sees a glimpse of him or something, yeah, it's done. If one of those hairs matches, it's done. If that pet hair matches, it's done. With all the DMing he was doing to Kaylee and them, it's done. You know what I mean? All those things led up. The amount of times he's been seen in that home. Now we know that case of him being pulled over by that female officer there is now going to be brought into this case, or it is actually tied to this case. Why? Was he over there searching, stalking that house? Was that the one time he was there during the day? I don't know. But they can place him in that area so many times, and that's what is tough, because evidently they got a mountain, right? And I pray they do. I feel that they do. I feel that they've been so sealed about everything that they got way more than enough. And a lot of people speculate different things, but what we got to look at is the victims. because Kaylee, Dana, Ethan, Maddie, to me, it shouldn't be about negative and this, that, and the other. I understand everybody has their own opinions and everybody has their own theories, and I respect that. But certain things we need to think about. We need to think about them and their families before we say certain things, right? Like, because that is hurtful. And I feel that now knowing, hey, it's a ninja mask, supposedly. I don't know. It's been said it was a hospital mask. It's been a COVID mask. It's been said it's a ninja mask. It's been said it's a ski mask. Well, ninja masks don't really cover the entire eyes. They kind of go at an angle. So it's going to leave a lot more of the eyebrows and the eyeballs and the bridge of the nose open, depending on what style, I guess it was. But if that's one of the masks they found in his car, wow. Because it's going to have some form, I would think, of something on it. Do we wonder now with him saying in the beginning, who else did you arrest? Did he plant something there on purpose? I don't know. But I'm sure it'll all come out eventually, right? If it makes it to trial. Like, I don't really think it's going to make it to trial. I really don't. I think now that after this last blow up, right? Like, the failure by Ann Taylor, right? Like trying to come up with some stuff to throw at the judge that did not make sense. It's more or less of going to happen one or two ways, right? Which we've always talked about this. I compared him to Ted Bundy months ago on a video. Is he going to represent himself? To try to stall. But I have news for him. It won't stall nothing. Not with that judge. He's going to be like, okay, you fire your lawyer, fine, let's go. He's not going to drag you out any longer. You're not going to be able to drag this out any longer. These poor families have had to go through nothing but hell for 2.5+ years. And it's time to get it over with. And you either lay your cards down now, which they laid out the rest of their hand minus one card, I think, they laid down in this last little spill of trying to get something to bite. But we know now it's not going to bite, right? He pretty much, he took 3 weeks, which means he really looked it over. He really gave it thought. He did his job. And he's like, no, I can't find one case where this has ever been used before. So why would I give you your argument? I mean, he really did kind of shred her, though, because she did ask some silly things, though. I mean, she really did. Like, technically, the one way to eliminate him, like the way she's trying to say you didn't violate his rights. He left his DNA at a crime scene, a huge crime scene. So they weren't saying, oh, it's Brian Kohlberger, let's run just his in the beginning. No, they ran it through a database like they do every case. And people voluntarily give their samples. So it's how are you going to hold that against someone? And to say that FBI was secretly, we need our FBI to be secretly. That's how things get done. She just mad because she didn't know the way they did it. But you know what? They did it. And it worked. And it matched. And it came back to a family member. And they were able to pinpoint it down. They were able to find the car. Everything added up. Even without the genealogy, eventually they would have caught him. Because I think they already had him kind of as a suspect in the beginning. And I'm just proud to say that they have done this so well and taken the time to do things. They did in the beginning take the time to really get the warrants, do the things they needed to do, sit down and do the things they needed to do and to get them where they needed to be. And they put the victims first, and that's how it should be. And so now it's mainly go by what are some of the things that he said. Like I said in the beginning, remember, I think he had something on and he stripped his clothes down right when he went out that door and put them in a bag or something and threw them in the car. But I still think he had plastic on his seats or something like that. Shower curtain, remember the clear liner was missing. He could have covered his seat with that. There's no telling. But we know, most likely, he dropped the glove on accident. And if that's the case, and that does come back to be him, and they're just right now not saying anything yet because of sealed information. And like I said, we might not ever know. If he takes a plea, we'll never know. I don't think any of it will come out if he takes a plea. And when you look at that chair, guys, it's like, oh my goodness. Imagine sitting in that, being strapped down. Think about that. You know, but then again, I look at it and I think about the victims and I'm like, he's getting out easy if that's the case. If he just has to sit in a chair and it's over in 3 or 4 seconds, that's nothing compared to what they went through. They went through a whole lot worse. Can you imagine if you were sleeping in your bed and all of a sudden it's like, I've always thought he had to have worn like, you know, a headlamp because that's the only way that he could have really not needed, really eliminated them from kind of fighting back. Is, you know, you shine that light in their face like that, they can't see. So the upstairs, I don't think they stood a chance. And I think downstairs they stood a chance because we know that she fought back and most likely he probably fought back a little bit. So what did they do when they fought back? Was that the scratch marks? Is that when he cut himself? I'm wondering how much blood droplets are going to be in the house that are going to be his on the way out, or where the shoe print was found, or was that dripping off of him? I don't know. But because we don't really know if he actually cut himself or not. I know it looks like he had a bad cut, but I know that was almost what? If that was weeks later, 3 weeks later or whatever. So I don't know, but you know, if it's those style of blades will really cut you. So it is possible, you know, and he didn't want to go to the hospital because then if he'd have went and got stitches, then they would have been, I'm sure they pulled hospital records to see if anybody had come in injured, right? So, I mean, he knew better than that. So what's to say he didn't just super glue it up and keep the gloves over it and keep going, right? Because explain to me why he was doing the things he was doing at his parents' house. Why was he scrubbing a car with bleach? Think about it. Why was he using gloves and putting trash and Ziploc bags and putting it in a neighbor's can? Who does that? These people that want to defend him, is that what you do on your time when you go visit somebody or family over the holidays? You separate all your trash, put it in baggies, and go put it in the neighbor's trash can? Is that what y'all do? Just think about that. Who does that? Someone guilty. I mean, if all the evidence didn't point, and plus all the mountain of evidence that we haven't even seen yet, that for some reason, she's trying to basically save him, is what she's doing. She's not trying to say, technically, she's not saying he's not guilty. She's saying, hey, we need to get this thrown out, that thrown out, this thrown out. You violated his rights. Why? Because she knows that he's done. She knows that they have enough. She knows what they have. She knows they have a mountain of it. She's just trying to get some things thrown out to where she has a better fighting chance. But the thing is, you know, I don't think that he's going to put up with this much longer. I think he's going to become his own lawyer, like Ted Bundy. I think that was his plan. He was studying Ted Bundy. I think that's what his plan is to do. And if he does it, it will not shock me. Just like I said, if he takes a deal, I'm pretty sure he's going to take a deal, right? If it was any of y'all and your DNA was in that house and no proof of it planted there, no proof, zero proof of it being planted there, zero. Right? Remember, cameras were all over those areas. They seen his car movement. Was there 2 white cars in that area at that time where you could say it was somebody else? No. His phone was pinging inside that car on the route back. So it matches everything by cameras. So that make sense. And, you know, I respect everyone's opinions, and you're entitled to every one of your opinions. But I just look at it as think about the victims and not the accused. Because what's happening is happening for the victims. So take a deep breath and think about that before you make your next comment, right? To put yourself in those shoes and see if you would still make the same comment. And I'm not saying there's bad comments made. No, I'm not saying that. And I know there's always people that support those people. Charles Manson, all those were idolized by some. And some women wanted to marry these guys, right? I mean, it's just how it went down. Some people are connected to criminals like that. They get a rush out of that. I don't know, but it's because they're not thinking about the victims, right? They're not, that's farthest from their mind, is to think about the victims. So me, I always try to think about the victims and what could have possibly transpired and how much evidence do they have, right? When we know they got a mountain of evidence, it's kind of hard to say someone's innocent, right? And I know they're innocent until proven guilty. I get that. And that's how it should be. But the way that he's doing things shows, to me, the way that these lawyers are pushing these things in this case, the way she's doing this, it shows that he's guilty. I hate to say it, but look at what she's doing, right? No, Ruby, no. And so, I don't know, guys, but we'll talk more about it tonight. I got to get back to work. And so, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Sorry to cut y'all off, but I got to go. I didn't realize it had already been over 15 minutes. I got to run. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We'll talk soon, guys. We'll talk more about it tonight. But, you know, justice for Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. They did not deserve this. And I know he's innocent until proven guilty. But that chair is looking really scary is all I got to say. And if he is the one responsible, and then if he, put it this way, if he is responsible, you know he's going to take a deal. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We love y'all, guys. Prayers for all the ones that need justice, always. Just like the missing and the runaways, they run for a reason. We pray for all of them. And we fight for all of them. We need to be the voice for the voiceless, right? Right now, Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan are voiceless. So it's up to everyone to be a voice for them. So remember that. Think about that. All right, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We love y'all. Remember, allegedly, these are my opinions, my theories, my thoughts, my speculation, my free speech, not to reflect the channel. Y'all's comments, y'all's and y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together because we're a big-hearted little family. We love all y'all guys. Trigger warning times 100 million. We'll talk soon. All right, guys. Bye.